Oh, hey, didn't see you there. It is Thursday morning. Woke up at 4 a.m. I was about, what was it? It was like 5.8 pounds over. And so right about where I thought I'd be. I wound up waking up at 3, taking 200 milligrams of caffeine. That does have a mild diuretic effect, so that's going to reduce the amount of weight that I'm going to have to cut. Went back to sleep, woke up before my alarm. Caffeine does have an onset action of about 40 minutes. So it was kind of nice. I woke up like exactly 5 minutes before my alarm. And, I was ready to go. Felt like very alert. So that's actually something I used to do when I worked in the wine industry and was working like double shifts. And there was a time period where I worked for like 3 months straight without a day off. Anyway, pretty much I go hard whatever I'm doing. So let's get to today's subject, cutting weight, right? I've already talked to you about it a little bit. And I want to talk about some of the finer points, some of the tricks, some of the ways to keep yourself safe, some of the ways to keep your spotter safe. And so without further ado, let's get into it. So we have the bath in there, and you're going to notice that I have a cold water rag, a dry towel, a cold water cup, and a spit cup. And we're going to head on in here. And it is going to get pretty wet. There's not a lot of towels in this hotel, unfortunately. So usually I would like to lay some towels down on here. And if you had a bigger bathroom, you would close this door. Why would you close the door? Well, the reason is we don't want air really circulating a whole lot. That's going to increase the evaporation off your skin, which is going to cool your body down. We want to keep your body warm and sweating. We don't want to cool our body through the evaporation that sweat provides. So that's where the dry towel comes in. Anytime you're out of the bath, you're going to be constantly drying off your skin, right? The reason isn't because you're thinking that it's going to make you lighter. The reason is it's reducing evaporation from your skin, which keeps your body sweating, right? And that's, once your body gets sweating, just like let it keep going, right? Next thing, when we're in the bath, you are going to want to be aware of your cognitive state, and you're going to want to be aware if you start to get lightheaded, nauseous, anything off-putting, right? And if you do start to get lightheaded, I'm going to show you a tactic that I like to use. So we're in the bath. And I'm totally submerged, right? We've done the come down, heads through, crisscross, knees down, arms down, calmly. We've been sitting here for 10 minutes, and maybe you start to feel a little bit sick, right? First step, in my opinion, is get your whole head above the water and get your legs above the water. Okay, this is going to take a little bit of the pressure off of your body. It's going to take a little bit of, it's going to bring you above the water. Sometimes people get nauseous when they get underwater just because the sound, and that throws your equilibrium off. But sometimes it's worse than that, right? Sometimes you need to actually take some more steps. So another thing that I like to do after being right here is if I'm still nauseous or feeling dizzy, I like to sit straight up, right? Most people find this helpful, but I actually find this harder than the laying down position that I just offered. If you still feel sick and you've only been in for less than 5 minutes, keep yourself safe first and foremost. If you really think you're going to pass out, which takes time to evaluate and experience, then get out, right? But if you're just feeling not so great, I like to throw my arm over and I'll hang out right here. If I'm feeling nauseous, you grab the cold rag. That's our second item, right? Wipe your face off. That can do a lot to alleviate some dizziness, some nausea, some very negative body feelings. And you can even sit there with this on your face, and that can help considerably. I don't like to go on the nape of the neck or anything. The reason is because that will start to cool your body temperature down, right? We're just looking for the sensory of cooling down. So that's why I go for the face. A lot of times you're going to get congested, right? right? Item 3, spit cup. Okay, when you are dehydrated, your spit's really thick, and it can make you like gag sometimes. So keep a spit cup around. Make sure your nose stays clear. Nice. It's not perfect, but it's good enough for now. And the last item, if you're still, if you're still feeling sick, sit up. Feet in the bath, right? Closed door, ideally. Again, we're reducing those air currents. You can use the dry towel to towel off. Next step is sit outside the bathtub. No added heat to the system. Drying off. If you still feel sick, come outside of the room. You can have the AC on, you can have the heater on or off. I like to turn the heater on. And that's another item that I think I forgot to mention last night, is you should sleep with the heat on if you can bear it. If you can't, then keep it as warm as you can bear, right? And if you're really low on sleep, like our situation last night, I knew I was gonna wake up only 6 pounds over. That's not a huge water cut for this kind of additional cut. So I actually lowered the temperature to about 70 in our room. And I was like, we're gonna get a good night's sleep before this, because we're gonna need it, because we had a really trash night's sleep before, at least the one of us that slept. So, if you're outside of the room and you're still not feeling well, your last item, the cold water, right? We're gonna we're just gonna take a little bit of cold water, swish it around in our mouth, and make sure that we are feeling not like we're gonna die, because you can't weigh in if you're dead, right? So I think that's about all I got for you guys right now. I know I said I probably wasn't gonna film one, but I'm feeling really good, and I felt like these were really essential things for reduction of self-harm. And I'm just gonna set this down. And yeah, there's not a lot of content out there like this, so for those of you that have been following the vlog, I appreciate it. And yeah, leave any comments that you may have, and if you know anybody cutting weight, I highly suggest you share these techniques with them, all the way from the sodium load to this. And I guess let's end it on one more note. So let's bring it over here. So I started. We'll do a weigh-in right now. So it's about 5:20. We'll call it 5:30. Been cutting weight for an hour and a half, right? Started at 240.2, I believe. It might have been 240.4. I think it was 240.2. I have it written down in my notes on that camera. So I'm gonna just dry off everything. We're gonna take a real-time look at where my body weight's at. See what's reasonable. It should be noted that I sweat a lot. So, and I am in wet shorts, so I might be like 0.2 heavier than I actually am. My body just keeps sweating. So let's just take a look at where I'm at. Okay, so 238.6. Gonna let it reset. I still feel water running down my legs. So I think it's fair to say that I'm really 238.4, which means I lost 2 pounds, right? It's been a moderately easy cut, so I'll probably increase the difficulty soon here. Yeah, same weight, 238.6. So about 2 pounds in an hour and a half. Relatively moderate pace, not too hard. I did only wake up 6 pounds over, and I had 4 hours to cut. So there you guys are. Hope you enjoyed it. Catch you guys in the next one.